Hello and welcome to Outside In. My name is Steven. I wanted to create a final thoughts video. We're going to do some more testing and I'm going to take the Varsk apart and see if possibly the pump might actually be okay, because I'm thinking it's that plastic tire valve that's the failure point on this vacuum cleaner. If they could change that, and we'll find out when we take it apart. When I purchased this, I was looking at all the good stuff. Very rarely was I seeing anything negative, but when I went back and looked at completely nothing but negative, wow. The negativity that I saw, I definitely can see happening what they say is happening. First thing I want to do is I want to show you what we're going to be using for our testing today on camera 3. Okay, I have a RuiDeng 6024 power supply and I have it set to 14 volts, which is pretty typical, 13.8 to 14 volts in a car while it's on. And you should never run a vacuum cleaner or anything, power tool or anything, without your car being on. It's a good way to run your battery down. But better than having you to have to look at this the whole time, RuiDeng created an application and I downloaded it and I installed it. So that's what we're going to be doing, so you can see way better on screen what's going on. I decided to be fair and I'm going to do the test with the ThisWorx as well. I'm not going to tear it apart because I don't need to. I have simulated a car adapter that you would find in most cars. I was listening to a firefighter and he was talking about when he goes to car accidents and car fires and stuff like that. He's been doing this for many years and he said it's absolutely ridiculous how many car fires he goes to where when they investigate what started the fire, they find either 18 or 20 gauge wires running their 12 volt outlets in the cars. He said most of them have always been around 20 gauge wiring that they put for their 12 volt plugs. He said even 18, although it's a little bit bigger, he said still is way undersized. And I found that out when I got this Varsk. I attached a temperature sensor probe to a part of this wire. Now a lot of minivans and pickup trucks, SUVs, they are coming with heavy duty plugs in them. Please use those plugs. Let's get right to it. I'm going to take you to the program. So let's go to the RuiDeng power supply software right now. Let's go. Right here we are. Okay, let's turn it on and see what happens. Did you hear that? The voltage went up to 14. The amps did nothing that I can see here. Well, it's not showing it here. Let's see. Let's zoom in. No, it didn't even get a chance to do anything. It blew the fuse right away. As soon as I turned it on, it blew the fuse. So if you have a vacuum cleaner that you think is garbage, it's probably because it blew your fuse. And I would not put a bigger fuse in your car just so it'll run. Definitely do not do that. Okay, the first test is going to be with the ThisWorx vacuum cleaner, and I am going to vacuum with it instead of letting it set idle. I'm going to be actually vacuuming with it because in the manual it states the working current is 8 amps. Now you'll notice when I first turn the vacuum on that it's going to go above 8 amps, probably more like 9 or so, and the wattage will be over 100. Once I start vacuuming with it, you will notice the amperage fall and the output power will fall. That's what you want to pay attention to. These two numbers right here and also the temperature right here. And then keep an eye on this chart here. When I start this vacuum cleaner, it will zoom out to what the current and voltage is. So the blue line here is the amps and the yellow line will be the output voltage. Now unfortunately this program, I'm trying to get RuiDeng to fix this, to do away with this here and put it up here, but this will not move out of the way, so I can't do anything about this. So don't get mad at me for that. It's just the way this program works. And it should go up to around 14 volts and stay at 14 volts, and the blue line, it'll fluctuate as I'm vacuuming. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right, that concludes the vacuum test for 15 minutes with the ThisWorx vacuum cleaner. As you can see, the temperature is around 98 degrees and wattage 99.6, just over 7 amps, which is definitely within what it states it will do. It's lower, actually. So I'm thinking the longer you run this vacuum cleaner, it's just getting weaker and weaker. So 98 degrees, 99 watts, 7 amps working current, working wattage. And then I'm going to include the thermal images for the fuse at the end of the test, what it showed temperature wise, and also the ThisWorx vacuum cleaner itself. I will show the temperature of that as well. Okay, now this is going to be the test with the Varsk vacuum cleaner. You're already used to seeing this, but the blue line is the amps, the yellow line will be the voltage. So just keep an eye on that while I'm working on this. I'm going to speed this up again so you don't have to sit through this for 15 minutes. Again, I can't do anything about this. It's stuck here permanently. Keep an eye on the temperature right here. Just keep an eye on the wattage and the amps while I'm vacuuming. Also keep in mind that the amps are rated at working current. So that means while you're actually vacuuming with it. So let's get right to it without further delay, and we will start the test for the Varsk in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty then, this concludes the vacuum test for 15 minutes of the Varsk vacuum cleaner. This amp line looks a lot different than the one for ThisWorx. It sagged quite a bit, and it, just like the ThisWorx, it's just getting weaker and weaker and weaker over time. So it could be that 15 minutes may have been just a bit too long to test these, but you know what? There is such a thing called stress testing. I'm sure after this has had time to rest and cool down and pull it out for the next job, which more than likely 10 minutes is probably the most you'll spend in your car vacuuming. It should get better after it's set for a while. Anyway, it ended up at 108 degrees, which was probably about 10 degrees more hotter than the ThisWorx. The ending wattage was very high. It's supposed to be around 100 working watts, and it ended up at 127. The working amps ended at 9 amps, which the rated is 8. So that's an amp over. That concludes the test for this. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the Varsk apart and see what's going on inside. I will see you there. We're going to take the Varsk apart. I want to see what's inside this thing. So let us get to that. Let's go over to the bench, number 2. And then we go get the Varsk. And then we will get our handy dandy screwdriver so we can take this thing apart. Well, I guess if I remove the sticker, I'm going to void the warranty. But you know what? Who cares? You guys want to see inside here. And so do I. I am so curious to see. Let's see if I can reach in there with my screwdriver. I'm interested to see how big this air compressor pump is. Hopefully I can find a fix for the pump. Maybe, who knows? I mean, it could be the plastic valve stem probably got warped, and that was probably what was causing the air to come back out of the tire. That plastic valve stem was about the dumbest idea I think I've seen in a very long time. A plastic valve stem for something that's going to get very hot. That's just crazy. Now hopefully this thing will come apart. All right, I got all the screws out. Make sure. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, got one more screw. Okay, let's see. Can we get this apart? Oh, here's another sticker. Oh, guess what? I just voided the warranty again, but ask me if I care. No. Oh, there it is. We got it apart. Oh, wow. Look at the teeny tiny little pump. All right, you know what? Let me see. It looks to me like that looks warped to me. I don't know. Let's zoom in here so you can see this better and see if you can see what I see. Anyway, I think I see what I see, but I'm not sure. So let's zoom in here and take a close look. If we can see how close we can get and stay in focus. But to me, look at that. That looks oval shaped. Yeah, I'll bet you that is where the failure point was. I'll bet there's probably nothing wrong with this pump. It lost its seal right around here because it got hot. This plastic melted. Varsk, why would you do that? But yeah, look at that pump. I mean, really, that is such a tiny, here, let's measure that. Let's see how big that is. I have never seen an air compressor pump that teeny. Well, I didn't think it was going to be very big, not being in this little housing. So 2 inches long, 2 inches long. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, 2 inches long. Let's see how round it is. 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4 inches around. Wow, look at that. This is why I think this would be good for a bicycle pump. Use it for a bicycle, but there's your failure point right there. Right there is the failure point. So this pump may very well be good. I would just need to see this here. This is all plastic. Wow. Yeah, that's all plastic. Well, okay. But I mean, I would say the pump still is probably okay. It's the plastic valve stem. Okay, there you go. That's where the failure was. It melted and warped this plastic valve stem. What a stupid thing to do. Plastic. So if you have one of these, just pump up bicycle tires with it. Don't try to pump your car tire up with it. Okay, I don't know what to say other than, well, at least we saw where the failure was, where the failure happened. I think the pump is probably just fine, and I might see if I can somehow, I might be able to put a metal valve stem on it. And then if I am able to do that, then I can do another test with this later down the road whenever I can get that done and see if it'll pump up the truck tire then with a metal one on it. Be so careful about these vacuum cleaners in a car that has a cigarette lighter plug where like an ashtray would normally be. Usually those are the ones that are the culprits. They have these teeny tiny little 20 gauge wires. Make sure, look in your manual, whatever, see if you can find that there might be a heavy duty plug. Now usually where the heavy duty plugs are is in the very back, like minivans would. A lot of them will have a heavy duty plug in the back of the van, and sometimes they will be in the second row seat area. Sometimes those are heavy duty, but then you, like I said, you'd have to look in your manual to be sure. But most always the ones that are in the dash where an ashtray would normally be, those are usually the cheapy little things that you plug your cell phone into to charge, and that's what they're made for, and that's pretty much all they're made for. Or running a little personal fan. If you're going to use any kind of power tools in your vehicle that run on 12 volts. Your cigarette lighter that is in the dash where the ashtray would normally be, don't really run anything in there other than charging your cell phone. Running like a 50-watt power inverter should be okay. I actually plugged in a 300-watt to my center one that wasn't a heavy duty, and it blew the fuse. So yeah, just be very careful when you're messing with that 12-volt outlet in the center of your dash where the ashtray would normally be. I think that's pretty much covers everything. I'm going to try to get this video down as short as I can. Remember also, the more people that hit the like button, YouTube is likely to recommend it to someone that might be looking into something along those lines. Also, if you like this content, you'd like to see more, if there's another test like this that you would like to see me do, please reach out to me. I love doing this. I would love to create a video using that graph. That was fun. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And also, every mother out there watching this video, happy Mother's Day to you. God bless you. God love you. Okay? Mothers should be appreciated every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Okay? Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Find someone that needs a reason to go on and give them that reason. Find someone that needs to laugh. Make them laugh. God bless each and every one of us. And I will see you in the next one.